Westbrook, the dynamic duo of the league.
Set up beautifully, Durant to Westbrook.
This is just brilliant stuff we are watching.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are headed to the NBA Final. Kevin Durant on fire. Westbrook with the lead for Durant. Beautifully executed. Westbrook feeds, corner pump. Durant on the money.
This is a new journey for me. It's testing the unknown, and I trusted my gut. I trusted my instincts. And it's an unpopular decision, but I can live with it.
Thursday's TNT doubleheader has so many levels of meaning. Team, town, two guys back together again. What happened in the playoffs? KD and Russ at Oracle is the back half of the double dip. And leading things off, another terrific matchup, the Celtics and the Cavaliers. The Celtics trying to put a dent in the Cavs' record. Coverage begins with GameTime on NBA TV and wrapped up with Inside. Now, as far as KD is concerned, another quote regarding his relationship with Westbrook. We were brothers, we are brothers. I love Russ. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what he say or what the fans say. Like, this is a tough time right now in our relationship. I never did anything morally wrong. I never backstabbed him in real life. Never did anything behind his back. Never told anyone anything about his character. Never did any of that. I just left teams. I just switched teams. But clearly, fellas, as we look ahead to the OKC Golden State game, this is beyond basketball. When you start to get into relationships and levels of play and two guys who were just on the same floor and now they're opposing each other.
Now they're opposing teammates, and they were together so long. They made it to the finals together. They have some great memories. But I think what we kind of forget is KD, the first time he was a free agent, signed back with OKC under the radar, didn't make no big deal about it. The second time around, he said, I've been to the finals with this team. I've been to the playoffs. I've given this city everything. I think I want to look elsewhere and see if I have a better opportunity to win more games and possibly win a championship. This was never, I don't like Russ personally. Russ and I don't get along. It's about, I'm ready for a new opportunity, and that's what he's doing now, taking that opportunity on.
Yeah, but perception can become reality, and that's what this is all about. And you can see the frustration in the way Kevin had to answer that. There was no easy way for this to occur, though. That's just the reality. And I think what he said, the fact that he didn't look him in the eye and talk to him, because, you know, you do grow apart as teammates. You know this. Yeah. I mean, as you get older, one guy gets married, and now you're thinking about a family. And you remember, we're not kids that play in the game in the park and going home to mom and dad. You know, our lives evolve. And so that part of it happens. But on the floor, you know, they had a great connection. They had tremendous success. And I think it's a little surprising to a lot of people. I was surprised because, you know, you lose a seventh game in a series, you're up 3-1. You're playing with another guy who's also considered one of maybe the 5 best players in the world, and you're right there. To leave that, I think the shock of that is as much of an issue as anything. And now, you know what, he's been able to turn the chapter, move on. Russ has as well. It creates great drama for us. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night to watch it because we know how, you know, listen, they're going to be in attack mode. And I think, you know, it's going to be fun to watch Golden State evolve and grow and see if they can ultimately get back to the finals. And I'm also anxious and excited to see what this young Thunder team can ultimately become, because early on here, I mean, they've won some tough games. Russ is having just an unbelievable start. I don't know that you could play the game any better than he's playing it right now.
I don't know that there is more of a competitor in the league. I don't think anybody competes harder, I would say.
And I don't think you would ever question any game that Russell Westbrook laces him up. Is he going to play hard and play at maximum effort? That's what I appreciate. But let's keep it, as they say, 100. It's the assists. It's getting everyone involved. We know he can score. We know he can rebound with the best of them. But the way he's getting Oladipo involved, Adams, they're getting layups and dunks, all that.
Lead the league in scoring, second in assists, sixth in rebounding.
My point is, for so many years, what do we nitpick? Passing. We never talked about this. We worried about his scoring. Right. We never worried about him rebounding with the best. We never talked about him blocking shots with the best guards. It was always, how come he's not passing more? How come he's not making everyone around him better? Now, at the beginning of this season, Adams getting dunks, Cantor's getting layups,
Sure.
Oladipo's getting dunks. That's the problem. Like, okay, now he's really taking upon himself to be a better leader on the floor.
They're putting pieces in place. They're signing up guys, and they're telling Russ, you lead and they will follow. Meanwhile, I think the message more for KD is you fit in to what we're trying to do. And DZ, to that point, he's done well in terms of scoring, but overall, three-point shooting is down a little bit for Golden State. So is the adjustment period still going on, particularly for a guy like Clay, who we thought would be unaffected? 3 of 28 from 3 to this point.
Well, after talking to Steve Kerr when I was out in Portland, is that they're just missing shots right now. Like I was watching the game in the fourth quarter, Clay missed 3 wide open threes that he normally makes. KD missed 2 wide open threes. Steph missed 3 wide open threes in the first half the other night, but he came out in that third quarter and went 5 for 5, and everything changed. So Steve Kerr was talking about the process on the offensive end is going to take care of itself. It's defensively they're trying to get everyone to get back on the same page because with no Bogut and no Ezeli, now you're asking Zaza and Verja, the rest of those big guys, they're not elevating the block shots. They take charges, different style of defense. That's the part that Steve Kerr is trying to get the team back to.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, but for that game against the Spurs, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. The fact they got blasted by 30 in that opening game. Oof. Other than that, yeah, they haven't played their best, but they won every other, they're winning all the other games. So they're going to be fine.
Let's talk about the other game on Thursday night on TNT. And for the Cavs, really hitting the ground running. And it seems the guys are more comfortable, that they know their roles. And you look at shot distribution from last season through the playoffs and now into this season, it's LeBron letting go to a certain extent and making sure that these guys get theirs, feel confident, and feel a part of what they're trying to do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, G. LeBron's like, I want to play about another 6, 7 more years. So let me let Kyrie go do what he does. Let me instill more confidence in Kevin Love to go get more buckets. Because they know in the fourth quarter, the ball's going to be in my hand. I'm going to create havoc. I'm going to attack the defense. And guess what? I'm still going to share the basketball if they double team me.
Yeah, he is. And to your point as well, Vince, the confidence you get, not just from winning a championship, but coming back from 3-1 against an all-world team and winning a championship, you're going to play with a trust and a belief unmatched by anybody else in the league. Because when you can do that, come back from 3-1, win a 7th game on the road, there isn't anything on the floor that you're not going to believe you can accomplish. And that guy right there, to me, Kevin Love, has been the biggest beneficiary because he's the one that had to make the biggest sacrifice of the big three, because he's the guy that had to really kind of change his game and find out if he could do the things that they're asking him to do. Remember, as a player, the hardest thing is when a coach asks you to do something you're not necessarily comfortable doing. And that's what he had to learn to do, to become more of a defensive-minded player. And, boy, I tip my hat to him. He's bought in, and they're winning because
Well, when you look at that video, I get the sense that's a little Minnesota Kevin Love that we're seeing in there, working inside out again.
Inside, outside, playing with confidence.
A little thicker this year. So far, so good.